Hello and welcome to this episode of OVPLT Talks. And I'm joined in the office today by Dr. Laura Lee, Learning Enhancement Project Manager in CIRTL, and she's going to tell us a little bit about the work about UDL. But before we do that, Laura, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role in CIRTL?
I can, of course. Thanks, Paul. So as you said, I'm the Learning Enhancement Project Manager in CIRTL, Paul. So as part of that work, I participate in and I manage a range of learning enhancement initiatives that CIRTL are involved in, both locally and indeed nationally and internationally. I also, as you're well aware, Paul, coordinate our institutional response to the HEA CIRTL fund that we receive on an annual basis, our teaching learning enhancement funding. And also, I suppose, of most relevance to this conversation, Paul, I co-facilitate UCC's digital badge in Universal Design for Learning, or UDL as it's commonly known. Okay. So I've done that work since 2018 with my colleague Dr. Brian Butler.
And tell me, what is Universal Design for Learning?
So UDL in a nutshell, Paul, is a framework for curriculum design. So the basic idea behind UDL is that by proactively designing more flexible learning environments, we're reducing some of the barriers to learning that we know exist for many students. So our student population, as we're all very aware, Paul, has drastically diversified in recent years. So UDL is one approach, kind of part of a toolkit that we can provide to our colleagues who support student learning to try to address that diversity. And we know, Paul, UDL is nothing new here in UCC. We're very proud to be some of the earliest adopters, certainly in Ireland, in implementing UDL. CIRTL have been very active in this space for many years, supporting colleagues to engage with UDL in our accredited programs, our CERT, DIP and Masters in Teaching and Learning through our CIRTL fund. Paul, we've also given colleagues the opportunity to research UDL with financial support. So we've had a whole range of activities for many years that really have supported the implementation of UDL in UCC.
And UDL, why is it important and how can it support staff and students?
Well, I think, Paul, UDL is important for a variety of reasons. So if we look at a national level, for example, we see UDL being referenced in lots of different policies, different funding opportunities. For example, our National Access Plan. At an institutional level, we see universal design having been specifically called out in our institutional strategic plan, which I think really speaks to the importance of us all getting on board with UDL. And we know colleagues have been doing tremendous work in this space for years, but of course there's always the potential to do more. And I suppose, Paul, looking at the individual level, we've had over 100 colleagues participate in the UDL badge to date, and many, many more have implemented UDL in their practice through our accredited programs, so on and so forth. And the feedback from staff is overwhelmingly positive. We know from student feedback that students are experiencing positive impact from UDL implementation. And we know for our staff as well, who are facing a variety of challenges in the classroom, that UDL can really support them in addressing those challenges.
Yeah. I'm sure you've excited a lot of our colleagues about UDL, but what supports are available for those who want to know more?
So we've a great range of supports, Paul. We've been working really hard in connection with CIRTL's Dr. Katie Deneen to redesign our UDL digital badge, and we're going to be launching that very soon, so colleagues can keep an eye out for that. Also launching very soon is our Inclusive Assessment digital badge, which offers more targeted support for colleagues to think about how they might reimagine assessment in light of UDL principles. We also, of course, as I've mentioned previously, have CIRTL's accredited programs. UDL is a cornerstone topic through those programs. And also we have a range of, continuous professional development, kind of shorter form opportunities, workshops, seminars, that colleagues can keep an eye out for those details online. So, and of course, if anyone wants to reach out and speak to us directly, Paul, we'd be delighted.
Very good. Well, thank you very much, Laura. Thank you indeed.